To prove humans and zombies can have kids together, I just kidnapped a fairly clean female zombie. Because the disaster hit out of nowhere. Almost 90% of humans turned into zombies. But by some crazy twist of fate, I activated a romance strategy system that has nothing to do with the apocalypse. Right at that moment, a super good-looking female zombie popped up in front of me out of the blue. It clicked for me right away. The romance system never said anything about species, right? Plus, this zombie chick is so hot. If I let her go just like that, it'd be such a damn waste. As soon as that thought crossed my mind, I pulled a rope out of my pocket right away, waited for the right moment and threw it hard, and lassoed that female zombie perfectly. She let out a sharp howl right then, but the next second I stuffed a rag in her mouth. Smelling the live human so close to her, the zombie went completely nuts. She kept trying to jerk her head towards me like crazy, but I was so excited I grabbed her hand right away. At that exact moment, a system notification blew up in my head. Congratulations to host for completing the hand-holding mission. Raid target, Shenqing. Unidentified female college student. Current status, zombie, favorability 0. Hand-holding reward, 100 kilo of raw meat. First kiss reward, zombie virus vaccine. Full raid reward, gene evolution serum. Seeing all these awesome rewards, my breathing got heavy instantly. Just this 100 kilo of meat as a starter is enough for me to eat well for 2.5 years. Not to mention those 2 insane good prizes later. But the biggest problem right now is, how the hell do I raise Shenqing's favorability? I thought about it for a second. I reached out and pulled the rag out of Shenqing's mouth. She immediately started roaring at me like crazy, her sharp teeth clacking together super loud. It sounded so creepy. Without saying a word, I pulled a piece of raw meat from the system space and stuffed it right into her mouth. The roaring stopped right away. She started tearing at the meat like crazy next. Seeing this whole thing go down, I sighed helplessly. With all those sharp teeth of hers, looks like I can't count on that first kiss reward for a while. Just then, the door to the next room suddenly opened. A man and a woman walked out of it. The woman spoke first. Hey cutie, my husband and I haven't eaten for 2 days. You've got enough food to feed zombies even. Can you spare some for us too? These two were a newly married couple. The guy's name was Shen Liang. The woman's name was Lin Wanqi. These two used to live entirely on takeout, so they had 0 food stock at home. In my past life, I fell for their sweet talk and was dumb enough to share my food with them. I thought they'd be grateful to me. But when I went out to look for supplies, they looted my room completely and locked the door from the outside. They wouldn't open it no matter how much I yelled. Ungrateful backstabbers like them. There's no way I'd give them food ever again. But this Lin Wanqi right in front of me could be useful. As soon as that thought popped up, the system interface appeared right in front of me. Name, Lin Wanqi, status, married. Married woman, favorability. Hand-holding reward, 100 kilogram of fresh fruits and veggies, first kiss. Reward, 120 SQM fully furnished apartment, full raid. Reward, 1000 SQM luxury villa. Seeing these rewards, I couldn't help but smirk a little. That's 100 kilos of fruits and veggies, are you kidding me? Even though I have enough to eat. Balanced nutrition is super important in the apocalypse. Those two saw me smile, and thought I agreed to their request. That Shen Liang immediately asked for way too much. First give us 10 gin of pork, and 3 barrels of purified water. I almost laughed out of anger at that. When the hell did I agree to that? Even if I had more food than I can eat and fed it to dogs, I'd never give any to you two. Ungrateful pricks, I dropped that line, and pushed Shenqing straight back into my room. Shen Liang stared at me, gritting his teeth in anger. He wanted to fight me, but was scared of the zombie next to me. Once I got back to the room, I tied Shenqing up properly, and opened up the system panel. What I saw shocked me. Shenqing's favorability actually went up by 5 points. I immediately remembered the late apocalypse from my past life. Those evolved zombies that gained intelligence. Could Shenqing evolve too? And just for that little bit of meat. Her favorability went up 5 points. That's way easier than wooing a regular woman. Thinking of that, I pulled out more raw meat and fed it to her, and successfully grinded her favorability up to 10 points. I wanted to keep feeding her to grind more, but seeing her all full with a round belly, I decided to stop. After I stuffed the rag back into her mouth, start planning what to do next. 1 month after the zombie outbreak, a terrible extreme cold will hit. I only have a little over 20 days to get prepared. First on the list is supplies. Food and drink are the top priorities for survival. Next come warm clothes and medicine. Those are pretty easy to get. But the most critical thing is the safe house. I still have no clue about it at all. The safe house not only needs to be solid enough, but also keep a stable temperature in the extreme cold. Finding a ready-made building that checks all the boxes is practically impossible. As far as I know, there's no such place in the entire Binhai city. But right at that moment, a light bulb went off in my head. I remembered the first kiss reward from Lin Wansi. I immediately called out to the system in my head. System, is the house you reward ready-made? Or can it appear out of thin air? The system replied all rewarded houses are built out of nowhere. The host can specify any construction location. What if I have special requirements for the house, like building it with titanium alloy, plus a secret exit, a warehouse, medical and communication equipment and stuff? The system went silent for a few seconds. The host needs to provide the architectural blueprint. Also, communication and medical equipment are not included. You need to get those on your own. I was over the moon about this. So my titanium alloy safe house is actually possible. Right at that moment, there was a sudden knock on the door. Lin Wansi was standing alone at the door. No one came to open the door for ages. She was burning with anxiety, both ends of the dark corridor. Who knows if a zombie might jump out suddenly, just when she was about to give up. The door finally opened. A happy look just appeared on Lin Wansi's face. But when she saw the kitchen knife in my hand, her heart skipped a beat. She hurried to explain, "Hey, don't get me wrong. I don't have any weapons on me." I narrowed my eyes and looked her up and down. Lin Wansi noticed I was sizing her up. Back in the old days, she would have slapped me across the face already. But now she needs a favor from me after all. She could only force a smile. I want to borrow some food from you." I glanced at her disdainfully. "No way, I won't let you lose out, okay? If you lend me some food, but I didn't buy that crap at all. If you don't spit it out right now, I'm closing the door." Lin Wansi didn't move an inch after hearing this. "What? Aren't you scared a zombie will jump out from outside?" As soon as I finished speaking, a zombie roar came from far away. Lin Wansi's pretty face went pale with fear instantly. She had to bite the bullet and walk into the house. The moment I closed the door, I made eye contact with Shen Liang from the apartment diagonally across. He saw that I'd spotted him and immediately pulled his head back. I chuckled softly. I closed the door. What a born Ninja Turtle. His head-tucking skills are top-notch. Shen Qingwu inside the house saw Lin Wansi and instantly went berserk. Lin Wansi stepped back in fear out of instinct and screamed as she pulled away. "Why are you keeping a zombie in your house? Aren't you scared?" I looked totally calm. "What's there to be scared of? It's just a zombie." These words made her automatically compare me with Shen Liang. She thought if her husband had half my guts, she wouldn't have to come here and take this humiliation. Thinking of this, Lin Wansi sighed. "Spit it out. What do you want me to do to give me the food?" A few minutes later, she came back to the living room. She yelled at me angrily. "I did everything you asked. Where's the food?" I slowly opened the fridge and deliberately let her see it was stuffed full of fresh meat. At that moment, a thought popped into Lin Wansi's head. Should I just knock him out? But reason finally won out. I'd actually been watching her moves this whole time. Lin Wansi didn't attack in the end, which made me feel a little disappointed. I almost got to claim self-defense. I took out about a pound of pork and tossed it in front of her. She stared at the meat on the floor with a dark look. "That's all you're giving me." "That's already a lot." "I was only going to give you half a pound originally." Lin Wansi had no idea how precious this pound of meat is in the apocalypse. She only remembered when Shen Liang married her. He gave 380,000 yuan as betrothal gift and put her name on the property deed too. Lin Wansi took a deep breath and finally bent down to pick up the pork from the floor, walked out with a cold face. Seeing her like this, I was pleased rather than angry. The more upset she was, the stronger the pleasure of my revenge got. Then I happily pulled up the system panel. The house and produce were all marked as ready to collect. Though the 100 square meter apartment is a bit small, I've got a way to fix that. I just need to find another woman with a similar status to Lin Wansi, and I can expand on that 100 square meter space. The only trouble right now is the blueprints for the safe house. Luckily at Binhai University, there might be survivors from the architecture department. Looks like I have to go out for a trip. Early the next morning, I started looting for supplies. First target was the opposite apartment 504. I pulled out a wire and stuck it right into the keyhole. Got it open easily in seconds. Right after I stepped into the room, I heard chewing sounds coming from the bedroom. I quietly pushed open the bedroom door. I saw a gray-haired old man gnawing on a corpse on the bed. "That's so creepy," I mumbled under my breath. Grabbed the kitchen knife and swung it at the zombie. Turns out that blow didn't do much damage. It just completely pissed him off. He turned around and lunged at me, claws bared. I kicked him right in the chest, sent him flying straight out. Then I ran over and hit him a few more times, until he stopped moving entirely. When I came to my senses, I realized the kitchen knife had 2 dents in the blade. It's just a regular kitchen knife after all. It works fine for cutting meat, but it can't handle chopping through zombie bones. Looks like it's time to find a better weapon. Around noon, I finally went through all 6 apartments on the 5th floor and looted every single one. Killed 3 zombies in total. Found a case of malt juice, 7 random bottles of pills, and a bucket of protein powder. Though I got a lot of good stuff. This sharp kitchen knife was totally done for. Luckily, I found a baseball bat. I swung it around a couple times. It felt pretty good in my hand. Meanwhile, Lin Wanxi and Shen Liang were looking through the peephole. Watched the whole process of me killing the zombies. They gulped when they saw how crazy I looked, secretly glad they didn't act stupid earlier, or they'd be dead by now, until they heard the sound of the next door closing. The 2 of them dared to open their door and come out. They searched every room carefully, hoping to find some food I missed. Too bad I looted everything so thoroughly. They didn't find jack shit. Fuck, is that bastard a locust in his past life? Left nothing edible at all. Wait, I think I found a steak, but it's all moldy. Shinryo had an idea. Honey, why don't you go ask him for some food again? Lin Wanxi looked super reluctant. We ate just yesterday. We're not that hungry right now. Maybe we don't have to go yet. We're not hungry now, but we will be sooner or later. Are you gonna wait till he feeds all the food to the zombies before you go ask for some? Seeing she was hesitant, Shen Liang immediately grabbed her hand sincerely. Honey, I want to live on with you. We'll definitely wait for the rescue team. Looking at her husband's pleading eyes, Lin Wanxi gritted her teeth. Fine, I'll go. Right after she said she'd go, Lin Wanxi stepped inside and smelled a super tempting aroma. Just then, I walked into the kitchen and soon came out carrying a rice cooker full of braised potatoes. I opened another bottle of malt juice, sat down comfortably on the sofa and started eating. Lin Wanxi was salivating like crazy at the smell, but when she saw I didn't say anything, she could only stand there awkwardly. After I ate a couple bites, I acted like I suddenly remembered she was there. Oh right, I almost forgot about you. I stood up and grabbed a plate, scooped some meat onto it. Lin Wanxi thought it was for her. Just as she was happily reaching out to take it, I walked right past her to the sofa. After pulling the rag out of Shen Qingwu's mouth, she immediately stuffed her face into the plate and started gobbling the food down. Lin Wanxi stood there looking totally embarrassed. She coughed dryly. Changed the subject. You cleared the whole 5th floor today. Yeah, I'm planning to leave soon. I want to collect more supplies before I go. Hearing that, Lin Wanxi opened her eyes wide in shock. What? You're leaving? There are zombies everywhere outside. Where could you possibly go? I smiled. Didn't answer. What? You hate to see me go, huh? After Lin Wanxi heard that, she was seething with anger. Who the hell hates to see you leave? I can't wait for you to drop dead outside. But despite what she said, there was a hint of worry hidden in her eyes. If I leave, with all the food, she and Shen Liang would definitely starve to death, right? Spit it out, why did you come to see me? What do you want from me anyway? I want to trade food with you. I couldn't help snorting with laughter. I already knew Lin Wanxi would come back, but I didn't expect her to be so shameless. 4 days passed in the blink of an eye. I've rummaged through the entire building upside down. And over these past few days, Shen Qingwu's appetite has gotten ridiculously big. At first, half a jin of meat filled him up. Now 2.5 jin isn't even enough for a bite, but his stomach doesn't look bloated at all. If his favorability level wasn't going up nonstop, I really wouldn't want to keep feeding him. I didn't care if he could understand me or not. I just started threatening him on my own. I've been feeding you for 6 days now. If you still dare to get any funny ideas and bite me, I'll leave you here to fend for yourself. After saying that, I took the rag out of his mouth. He didn't roar like he did at first. Instead, he opened his mouth waiting for me to feed him. If you dare bite me, I won't give you any food? Got it. Since you're not saying anything, I'll take that as a yes. I tentatively reached my hand out to Shen Qingwu. Turns out he unceremoniously opened his mouth to bite. I immediately yelled, no. He froze for a second from my yell. Then he tilted his head and looked at me. I carefully reached my hand over again, but Shen Qingwu still tried to bite me anyway. We went back and forth like this over a dozen times. Right when I was about to give up, he finally stopped trying to bite. Instead, he stared fixedly at my face, as if he was trying to read my expression. To figure out if this thing was edible, I was over the moon inside. I shook my head gently at him. Shen Qingwu seemed to understand what I meant. He actually didn't try to bite again. Excited, I took out another piece of meat and handed it to him, and nodded at him. This time he just started eating right away. I tried a few more times after that. He only ate after I nodded every time. to test if he only restrains his aggression. When he's tied up, I decided to run another experiment. First, I untied the ropes on his body. Then I put a plate of meat on the coffee table. Shen Qingwu stood up unsteadily. I walked over. First, he glanced at the meat on the table. Then he looked at me out of the corner of his eye. Then he raised his hand and pointed at the meat on the plate. I was absolutely ecstatic inside and nodded at him. Only then did Shen Qingwu pick up the plate and started wolfing it down. I gotta say, his table manners are still as gross as ever. But the good news is, Shen Qingwu's favorability level is only 40, and he already doesn't attack me. If I grind his favorability up to 100, wouldn't I have an obedient zombie sidekick? This isn't some romance system. It's obviously a master-servant training system. At the same time, Shen Liang on the other end has been on pins and needles these days. He already found out that I'm leaving soon. Whether it's for the food or for revenge, he doesn't want to let me leave alive. But he definitely can't do it on his own. After all, I'm a badass who can easily take on zombies one-on-one. So Shen Liang started coming up with ideas to use his wife again. Honey, we can't let that kid next door leave. At least not with all the food. How about you go borrow food from him again? Open the door and let me in when he's asleep. We'll take the chance to kill him, out of a sense of guilt. Lin Wanqi almost never turned down any of his requests. She finally nodded in agreement. Shen Liang got excited right away. Great, we'll act as soon as it gets dark. I'll go get ready first. Watching Shen Liang's back as he left, Lin Wanqi gave a bitter smile. He didn't even ask about the specific plan. Looks like he already knew exactly what to do. On the other side, since I planned to leave early tomorrow morning, I was going to go to bed early. But I just laid down. When I heard a knock on the door, I opened the door, with a faint smile on my lips. You're hungry again already. After Lin Wanqi heard that, she cursed me inwardly. She wanted nothing more than to punch me in the face. But she held it back. She even forced a flirty expression. I'm not just hungry. Come in. I stepped aside to clear the way. Just as Lin Wanqi walked past me, I lifted my hand and smacked her hard. That jelly-like feel made me sigh in admiration involuntarily. Lin Wanqi covered her butt, glared at me furiously. You have to give me an extra cookie. Her look of choking back rage made me throw my head back and laugh out loud. Who knew ditching decency feels this damn good? I don't feel bad for her one bit. Remember how those two treated me in my past life? This is just karma. Lin Wanqi lowered her head, furious flames dancing in her eyes. Wait till tonight is over. Let's see if you can still laugh then. A few hours later, Lin Wanqi stumbled out holding onto the wall. It's only a dozen steps from the bedroom to the door, but it took her several minutes to get here. As soon as she opened the front door, Shen Liang slipped inside right away. Well, is he asleep? Perfect, he's asleep. I'll go finish him off right now. With that, Shen Liang gripped the fruit knife in his hand tighter, but he didn't make it a few steps. When he saw a figure standing by the bedroom door, Shen Liang nearly jumped out of his skin in terror. You said he was asleep, didn't you? Lin Wanqi was also terrified out of her wits, but she quickly realized something was off. That's the zombie that bastard keeps. How did he break free from the ropes? Babe, what do we do? Maybe we should bail first? Shen Liang was torn inside right now. He was scared of zombies too, but he knew if he missed tonight, he'd never get another chance. Besides, Shen Qingwu looked all dumb and slow, which made Shen Liang think he could totally take him on. But to play it safe, he said to Lin Wanqi, babe, you go distract him. I'll take him out from behind. When Lin Wanqi heard that, she trembled all over from fear. Relax, I won't let him hurt you. Shen Liang promised her that out loud, but he was already fully prepared to throw his wife under the bus at any second. But there was no way Lin Wanqi would agree to that. She didn't love Shen Liang enough to die for him. Just then, my impatient voice came from the bedroom door. How long are you two gonna stand there discussing? When they heard my voice, Shen Liang and Lin Wanqi felt their hearts about to jump out of their throats. You weren't even asleep? With you two making all that racket, I would have woken up even if I was asleep. Seeing the calm, casual smile on my face, Lin Wanqi's face instantly went pale as a sheet. Babe, let the zombie hold him off. Let's get out of here now. You mean this guy? Under their disbelieving stares, I lifted my hand and ruffled Shen Qingwu's head. Instead of attacking me, he just stood there obediently letting me pet him. That scene scared the living daylights out of both of them. That's impossible. Fine, you look like a zombie, but how come you act nothing like other zombies at all? Shen Liang suddenly shoved Lin Wanqi right at me, then turned and bolted for the door. But he didn't get 2 steps before I caught up and knocked him down with a stick. Wait, I have something to say? Please don't kill me. But I didn't bother wasting time talking to him. I just finished him off quickly and cleanly. Watching all this happen, Lin Wanqi was scared half to death. This was all Shen Liang's idea. He's the one who wanted to hurt you. I had nothing to do with it. Please forgive me. I swear, I'll serve you like my master for the rest of my life. Lin Wanqi still had a tiny glimmer of hope in her heart, thinking I wouldn't have the heart to kill her. But I said coldly, "You're not sorry for what you did. You're just sorry you're about to die." Just then Shen Qingwu came over and pointed at the two bodies on the floor. I shook my head. No good. These are already spoiled. Early the next morning, I took Shen Qingwu with me and rode a motorcycle out of the apartment building. One thing worth mentioning, the roaring engine noise drew tons of zombies along the way. But these slow-moving dumbasses couldn't keep up at all. They could only stare helplessly as I sped off into the distance. When we got to Binhai University, to shake off the huge horde of zombies behind us, I was about to pick a random building to hide in, when I heard someone yell, "Over here." I hesitated for a split second, then ditched the motorcycle and ran towards the voice. The person who yelled just now saw me coming, and quickly moved away from the window. I propped one hand on the windowsill, and hopped inside in a cool hurdle-style move. But Shen Qingwu's body was too stiff. He didn't know how to climb through the window. He could only stand outside the window looking dumbfounded. A few kind male students wanted to step forward to help him, but I shoved him away hard. No need, I've got this. With that, I leaned my upper body out. I hooked my hands under Shen Qingwu's armpits. I pulled her in without much effort. Right then, a guy who looked like a rich second gen spoke up. "You must be sent by my dad to save us, right?" This guy's name is Gu Chengyu. Relying on his identity as the eldest son, he lied to everyone that his dad would send rescuers, so he became the leader of this survivor group. I ignored his outstretched hand. "Who the hell are you? Do I even know you?" Gu Chengyu's face instantly turned ugly. He said that just to show off, and I didn't give him any face at all. To save his dignity, he started putting on leader airs. "So that means you're a survivor just like us. If that's the case, you have to follow our rules." Seeing this, a lackey behind him immediately came up to snatch my backpack. I slapped his hand away and stepped back. "What do you want?" Gu Chengyu put on a righteous look. "For everyone to survive. Please hand over your supplies. We'll distribute them collectively." I snorted coldly. "Whether you live or die is none of my damn business." Hearing that, Gu Chengyu deliberately raised his voice so that everyone could hear. "If everyone was as selfish as you, we would have starved to death long ago. What we're doing is to make the most reasonable use of supplies." I couldn't stand listening anymore. I cut him off directly, saying, "Your lives are none of my business. I'm not planning to team up with you either, so I will never hand over my supplies." Gu Chengyu smiled coldly and pointed out the window. "Well, sorry about that. Please leave immediately." But right now outside the window, the zombies I lured here earlier are scrambling to climb on the window, drooling. Of course I'm not leaving right now. Besides, I haven't achieved my goal for coming here yet. There are so many classrooms here. I'll stay a few days and leave on my own. For an outsider like me, the students preferred to listen to Gu Chengyu, so they surrounded me angrily. "How dare you talk to young Master Gu like that? If we hadn't saved you just now, you would have died already." "Exactly, this is the school. What right does an outsider like you have to stay in our classroom?" I couldn't help sneering. "You're reasoning with me in the apocalypse. Besides, what if I insist on staying by force? You're all sheltered brats who've never seen blood. How dare you fight someone like me who crawled out of a mountain of corpses and sea of blood?" Right when both sides were at each other's throats, a woman in a long dress with a fresh, elegant aura walked in. "What's going on here?" "Luha, this guy wants to freeload here. We're about to kick him out." Luha frowned slightly. "Just let him stay if he wants to. We have so many empty classrooms here. Why kick him out? Aren't you sending him to his death?" Everyone dispersed now. The students looked at Gu Chengyu hesitantly, until he nodded. Only then did everyone leave. Then Lu He's gaze passed over me and landed on Shen Qingwu. "Is this your sister? She's really pretty." "Sort of. Hello. Little girl, what's your name? Also, why are your eyes so red?" But her enthusiasm got no response at all. I hurried forward to explain. "She's wearing colored contact lenses. My sister's a bit introverted and doesn't like talking. Don't mind her. She easily believed my lie. After all, there are no zombies that don't bite people on their own now. Then you can stay for now. Floors 1 to 3 are all safe. Pick any empty classroom you want. But remember, the floors above are all very dangerous." Soon it was noon. In front of a classroom marked warehouse, more than a dozen students were lining up. They were all waiting to get today's rations, but most only got a few biscuits. Gu Chengyu was hiding in the warehouse eating stolen chicken legs. But right then, a strong smell of meat drifted over. The dozen or so people stopped lining up, and all looked towards where the smell was coming from. Smelling that fragrance, they all rushed downstairs. Right now in a classroom on the second floor, I was lighting a fire to cook. Those guys were so jealous their eyes turned red. Gu Chungyu just walked straight in. Hey buddy, can we trade our food for some of yours? I ignored him completely. Your moldy, lousy scraps. Not only do they taste like garbage, they don't even fill you up. Gu Chungyu tried to say something else, but I couldn't be bothered to listen. I grabbed a bowl of meat and walked out. Wanna eat? The crowd nodded frantically. Then I cleared my throat. Is anyone here an architecture major? As soon as I said that, the whole place went dead silent. After a long while, someone spoke up weakly. The architecture majors are in the other building. They're probably all zombies by now. Hearing that, I was super disappointed. The whole point of coming here was to find someone who can draw safe house blueprints. Looks like I came here for nothing. But right then, a tiny voice came from the crowd. I'm an architecture major. Everyone looked towards the sound. The speaker was a girl with braids, thick-rimmed glasses, and a super timid look on her face, with all those people staring at her. The girl was obviously pretty nervous. I eyed her suspiciously. She looked so skittish. It was hard not to think she was just here to scam food. She must have seen the doubt in my eyes. The braided girl worked up her courage. I'm Ruan Yuan Yuan. I'm top of my cohort in the major. If you don't believe me, you can ask any of the other students. I believe you, but can you draw blueprints? She lifted her head abruptly, staring at me in total shock. Of course, I didn't trust her for no reason. It was because of the system panel floating in front of me. Name, Ruan Yuan Yuan. Identity, architecture student. Affection level 0, reward for holding hands, solar power generator. Or sewage purification device, pick one. Reward for first kiss, full set of monitoring system. Reward for full conquest, 4 automatic turrets, plus 100 rounds of specialized ammo. Damn, these rewards get better and better. If I can get all of them, the safe house will get a crazy upgrade. Hearing my question, Ruan Wen Yuan nodded repeatedly. I can? Then can you draw some pretty special architectural blueprints? A big question mark popped up in Ruan Yen Yuan's little head. But for the food, she agreed anyway. Great, you're hired. Pay is 1 bowl of meat and 1 bowl of veggies per day. Ruan Yen Yuan thought getting a little meat was already good enough. She never expected there'd be veggies too. She took the job happily right away. Some were happy, some were mad. Gu Chungyu glared at me fiercely, then left dejectedly with his goons. When they got to the stairwell, a goon named Lu Ye glanced left and right, and spoke only after confirming no one was following them. Young Master Du, that guy's way too arrogant. Let's just kill him, yeah. Gu Chungyu thought for a second. No. You saw how he fought the zombies earlier today, right? We're no match for him at all. Right now, Gu Chungyu wanted to take me down more than anyone. But he just didn't have the strength to... Luya wanted to say something else. But Gu Chungyu already turned and left. Luya snorted as he stared at his back. You get to eat fancy food every day. Of course you don't care about his food. I'm still fucking starving over here. No way, I have to find a way to get his supplies. For myself. Meanwhile, Ruan Wenyuan finished eating and licked her lips like she wanted more. I saw that and asked if she wanted more. Ruan Wenyuan shook her head. No thanks. I already finished today's pay. If I take extra today, I'll go hungry tomorrow. I was a little stunned hearing that. All right, let's get to work then. Ruan Wenyuan agreed and got right to work immediately. She opened her backpack, took out a laptop. Tell me what you need. I want a blueprint for a safe house. It's 100 square meters. It has to be super strong. It also needs a warehouse, escape route, lounge area, and bathroom. 100 square meters is still too small for a safe house. We still need to leave space for a planting area and livestock area, right? I glanced at her in surprise. This girl thought things through more than I did. Right. So you also need to leave room for expansion. Got it. I'll start working on it right now. Hearing that, I asked her excitedly how long it would take to finish the drawing. Probably a few days. Plus 2 or 3 more days if we need revisions later. I frowned immediately. According to my memories from my past life, a cold wave will hit in a little over a week. If we don't move into the safe house before that, we'll freeze to death in this drafty school building. I need you to finish the drawings in 7 days. Think you can pull it off? Ruan Yuanyuan hesitated at first, but her eyes quickly turned determined. No problem, 7 days it is. Right after that, I took Shen Qingwu up to the roof to find a suitable spot to build the safe house. Soon I spotted an empty lot behind the school's back hill. It's blocked by the school building from the front and backed up against the mountain at the back. It's almost impossible to find if you don't enter the school. Besides, there aren't many zombies around here. I grabbed my baseball bat and got ready to go clear the area. I climbed out the window on the first floor. I glanced around. There were 4 zombies wandering nearby. Even though I quietly bashed one to death, I still alerted the other 3. The one charging at the front was a guy in a t-shirt. Looked like he was a PE student when he was alive. Unlike those slow-moving zombies, this PE student zombie ran super fast. He rushed right in front of me in the blink of an eye. I dodged calmly by stepping to the side. I swung my bat at him right after. Tough guy, that PE student. This zombie could still move after taking that hit. I immediately hit him again with the bat. Just then, the 3rd zombie pounced right in front of me. I swept his leg and knocked him to the ground. Then I bashed him twice with the bat to finish him off. By then, the last zombie also pounced at me. I didn't have time to get up and got tackled to the ground. That zombie opened its bloody mouth wide and bit down on my baseball bat, chewing on it hard up and down. I cursed under my breath and tried to shake the zombie off me, but I failed after trying several times. Just when I was gathering all my strength to try again, a slender, small hand suddenly grabbed the zombie's neck and flung it flying away. I turned my head in shock and found that the owner of that hand was actually Shen Qingwu. Just then, the flung zombie came charging over again, growling. I hadn't even had time to get up yet. Shen Qingwu grabbed the zombie's neck in an instant and twisted it hard. I only heard a crisp crack. The zombie's head tilted to the side and it fell to the ground. Holy shit. I never thought Shen Qingwu, who looked so weak and delicate, was actually this strong. Looks like I was right. She really has evolved. Back when I saw Shen Qingwu's skin turn from gray to slowly turning pink and supple, I already had that guess. Now it's finally confirmed. I opened the system panel to check and found that Shen Qingwu's favorability level had risen to 50. This is way easier to deal with than real women. No need for fancy designer bags or cosmetics. Just give her some food and that's enough. She can even protect me, too. Shen Qingwu, who was being stared at by me, had no expression on her face, like she wasn't the one who just did that. After resting for a while, I continued cleaning up the zombies. Shen Qingwu would only step in when my life was in danger. To help out, she just stood by and watched quietly the rest of the time. Looks like if I want her to follow my orders. I still need to keep raising her favorability level. I worked until it started getting dark. Then I headed back to the school building. I went to the men's bathroom. I was about to take off my clothes to wash off the blood on me when I noticed Shen Qingwu had followed me in too, taking a shower in front of a woman. This was definitely a first for me, even though it felt a little awkward. Then I remembered she's just a zombie after all. Soon after I finished showering, I was about to put on clean clothes when I suddenly looked at Shen Qingwu. Even though I don't know if zombies can sweat, the fight just now had covered her in blood too, so I decided to help her wash up too. Right now, Shen Qingwu was staring straight at me. Even though I knew she didn't know the difference between men and women, my face still turned red against my will. I gritted my teeth and quickly undid her clothes. Her fair, jade-like skin almost blinded me. Just looking at it got my blood pumping. I quickly repeated in my head that she's a zombie. That's the only way I calmed down a little. I hurried to wash her up quickly. 1 minute later, washing was done. I lifted my head and looked right at Shen Qingwu. There we go, you should feel more comfortable now, right? But she just kept staring straight into my eyes. Different from usual, there seemed to be some emotion in Shen Qingwu's eyes. I don't know if that's just my imagination. So I leaned closer out of curiosity to take a closer look. The next second, Shen Qingwu's body suddenly leaned towards me. I totally didn't expect her to make a move like that. I had no time to dodge at all, but the crazy bite I expected didn't happen. A soft feeling. A soft, slightly sweet touch came from my lips. I was completely stunned. I didn't snap out of it until the system notification beeped. Congratulations, host. You've won the first kiss reward. Once the zombie virus vaccine is used, you'll be immune to zombie virus infection. Then I checked Shen Qingwu's favorability level on the system panel. I was shocked again. I never thought just taking a simple shower would make the favorability level shoot up to 60. That's straight up the liking stage. I closed the system panel. I looked at Shen Qingwu and asked, "Do you have feelings now?" Shen Qingwu tilted his head. He looked a little cute and confused. He obviously couldn't understand such a complicated word, so I changed to a simpler question. "Can you understand what I'm saying?" This time he nodded. I tried asking a few more questions, but whenever the question was a little complicated, Shen Qingwu would just zone out. Looking at it this way, it's still not realistic to let Shen Qingwu act alone, but as his favorability level increases, maybe he can actually regain human emotions. Then he'll definitely understand more complex instructions. But right now, we should get out of this bathroom first. Back in the classroom, I asked Ruan Yuan Yuan for some info. I found out the mini fire station is right next to the admin building entrance. But if we want to get there, we have to get around the horde of zombies on the playground. I silently memorized all this info. Then I told Ruan Yuan Yuan to go back and rest. Soon only Shen Qingwu and I were left in the classroom. I took out the zombie virus vaccine. I jabbed it straight into my arm. I pushed the whole tube of medicine in. Now zombies are even less of a threat to me. Meanwhile, on the third floor of the teaching building, 2 people were sneaking toward the stairs. One of them looked worried. Is this really going to be okay? The other one scoffed and said, what could go wrong? No matter how good he is at fighting, there's only 2 of them. One of them's even a little girl. Tiju, you're not scared of a little girl, are you? This guy was Lu Ye. Pretty soon, the 2 snuck up to my classroom one after the other. They found both the front and back doors of the classroom were locked from the inside. But that couldn't stop Lu Ye, who had tons of experience skipping class. He grabbed the window, messed with it for a second, and pushed it open. Then he flipped over and jumped inside. Tiju wasn't as agile as Lu Ye. He first swung one leg over the window and sat on the edge. But just as he was about to bring his other leg over, he noticed a short figure in the classroom. Stood straight up. He was so scared he started stuttering. Lu Ye, there's someone here? Lu Ye immediately went on alert. But it was too late. He only felt a cold sensation in his chest. A thin arm had already pierced straight through his chest. Tiju was scared out of his wits on the spot. He turned around to run, but a hand also pierced straight through his chest. Shen Qingwu looked at the blood covering his hand. A sudden wave of hunger rose in his mind. The urge drove him to lick the blood off. He managed to hold himself back in the end. When I woke up the next day, I saw Shen Qingwu excitedly showing me the blood on his hand. My gaze hardened. What happened here? Shen Qingwu looked toward the window. I followed his line of sight. I saw one person lying on the ground, another leaning against the window, both with huge holes in their chests. A nunchaku was lying next to the bodies. I got it immediately when I saw that. But Shen Qingwu grabbed my hand and shook it back and forth. I figured out what he meant right away, so I took him to the bathroom to wash the blood off his hands. Back in the classroom, I had just thrown the 2 bodies out the window. When Ruan Yuan Yuan came over holding a laptop, she nodded at me in greeting, then walked to the desk and started working. A little while later, Gu Chengyu's disgusting face appeared at the classroom door. Where's Lu Ye? What did you do to him? I looked at him calmly. Who's Lu Ye? Cut the crap with me. The guy with the bright green hair, duh. Oh, that clicked for me. So one of those 2 idiots last night was named Lu Ye, but I still acted like I had no clue. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know any Lu Ye either. You think I'm gonna buy that? He didn't go missing before or after. He went missing right after you showed up. Who else would have done it if not you? What the hell are you barking for? If someone's missing, go look for them yourself. Stop yelling nonsense at me. The sound of our arguing drew a lot of students to come watch. Lu He was among them. He asked confusedly, what's wrong? What's going on here? Gu Chengyu's tone softened a little at that. Lu Ye and Tieja are gone. Lu He thought for a second. Could they have gone out for supplies? Impossible. Without my orders. They would never leave on their own. I cut in at the right moment. Are you that sure they'll listen to you? Maybe they've been fed up with you for ages. For all you know, they bailed while you were asleep. Gu Chengyu's eyes turned red with rage. He wanted to fight me right then and there. Too bad he can't beat me. Lu He tried to diffuse the super tense atmosphere. Maybe the 2 of them really went out for something. They'll be back later. Just wait a little more patiently. I'll trust Lu He this one time. If they don't come back before dark, I'll definitely make you pay for this. After dropping that harsh threat, Gu Chengyu left with a cold face. When he passed the warehouse, the guy with glasses guarding it reported, Young Master Gu, we're running out of food in the warehouse. Then send people out to look for some... Got it, I'll go arrange that right away. The bespectacled guy was just about to leave, when Gu Chengyu stopped him. Wait, I'll give you a new list. Arrange tasks according to the names on it. And the names on that list were all people who barely followed his orders. People like that are total troublemakers in the camp. Might as well send them out to look for supplies. If they die out there, we even save some rations. That's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Thinking of that, the corner of Gu Chengyu's mouth slowly curled up into a pleased, scheming smirk. At this rate, in just a few days, this place will only have people who do exactly what I say. By then, he can properly teach a lesson to the guy who made him lose so much face. Suddenly, a soft, seductive voice came from not far away. Young Master Gu, there you are. I've been looking everywhere for you. Gu Chengyu looked up. He saw Jiang Weiwei, who was all dolled up. walking towards him. What are you doing here? Where's Luhi? Why isn't he with you? One of our classmates has a fever. He's busy taking care of them. When Gu Chengyu heard that, a creepy, perverted grin spread across his face. Since Luhi is tied up for now, this is the perfect chance to blow off some steam. With that thought, the way Gu Chengyu looked at Jiang Weiwei turned totally sick and twisted. What do you need from me? Jiang Weiwei bit her lip. Can't I come see you even if I don't need anything? Of course you can. I've been thinking about you too, actually. A shy look flashed across Jiang Weiwei's eyes. Ugh, you're so annoying. You're making me all embarrassed. Seeing her act like that, Gu Chengyu felt a heat rush to his lower abdomen, and a wave of lust shot through him. He couldn't wait to put his arm around Jiang Weiwei's waist, but she dodged him. Young Master Gu, aren't you scared someone will see us? I'll get embarrassed. Gu Chengyu burst out laughing when he heard that. Tell you what, I'm just heading to the warehouse to count supplies. Why don't you come with me? Jiang Weiwei nodded over and over. Sure. The two walked into the warehouse one after the other. Gu Chengyu, who was behind, locked the door behind him. He couldn't wait to kiss Jiang Weiwei again, but she dodged him again with a quick step. Gu Chengyu was so anxious he was fidgeting nonstop. Now what? Jiang Weiwei first glanced at the supplies in the warehouse, then spoke like it was no big deal. Young Master Gu, it looks like we don't have much food left. Gu Chengyu answered casually. It's enough to last until my dad's people get here. He started taking off his clothes as he spoke. Cut the crap. Hurry up. It'll be bad if someone finds us later. Jiang Weiwei chuckled. Young Master Gu, is your dad really able to send people to save you? Gu Chengyu froze suddenly. What do you mean? Jiang Weiwei changed the subject, giggling behind her hand. I'm just guessing randomly. Don't be so nervous, okay? Oh, right, I just remembered. He asked me to help with something. Young Master Gu. Jiang Weiwei walked out after saying that, leaving Gu Chengyu standing there awkwardly alone, looking like a total clown. On the other side, I was clearing out zombies, when I suddenly heard cries for help from far away. I held my baseball bat and looked over in that direction. I saw that by the window of a building. A woman was yelling at me at the top of her lungs. I couldn't help complaining, is this woman looking to die? Yelling for help in the apocalypse is super dangerous. I know she's trying to get my attention, but I have zero intention of saving her. But that woman's shouts actually helped me out by accident. The zombies on the open ground heard the noise, and all slowly shuffled towards the direction of the sound. I said to Shen Qingwu, let's go. We can get off work early today. But the woman inside the building was frantic with worry. Where are they going? Can't they hear me screaming for help? Seeing more and more zombies closing in, she had to shut her mouth and started sobbing quietly. Back in the classroom, I asked Ruan Yuanyuan, did you hear a woman yelling just now? Ruan Wenyuan nodded. Yeah, I did. Sounded like Teacher Wen. You know Teacher Wen. She's the school doctor at our campus. I thought for a second. You want me to go save her? My question made Ruan Yuanyuan pause with her hand on the mouse. I just think she might be useful to you. Oh, right, that building is the administrative building? Got it. Then I took Shen Qingwu to take a shower. 2 more days passed. The number of surviving students dropped again. When I first got here, there were around 50 surviving students. Now there's probably only a little over 30 left. At the same time, a sense of panic started to spread. One day I pointed at Shen Qingwu and said to Ruan Yuanyuan, keep an eye on her for me, okay? I'm heading to the administrative building. Bringing her along is too much hassle. The reason I waited 2 days to save someone was to make that woman named Wen Ning feel completely hopeless first. That way when I come to save her later, she'll be super grateful to me. Half an hour later, I arrived at my destination, but there were over a dozen zombies wandering around here. There's no way I can take all of them out by sneaking up. Gotta make this quick. I took a deep breath and dashed straight for the mini fire station. The zombies spotted me right away, growling as they closed in on me. I ran as fast as I could when I saw that, and right before the zombies could surround me, I burst into the mini fire station. 2 walkie-talkies, 1 fire axe, 1 escape rope. I took all of them with me. While I was busy looting supplies, I didn't realize the zombies were only 3 meters away from me already. Luckily, I reacted fast enough and scrambled into the 3rd-floor bathroom of the administrative building. Wenning was already semi-conscious. In her dazed state, she vaguely heard a loud bang of a door being kicked open. Then a guy's voice asked, "Is she dead?" Bummer, I'm too late. Wenning's eyes flew open, and she yelled with all her strength, "I'm still alive! Please save me." I tossed her a baseball bat. "Can you still move? Grab that weapon if you want to live." Wenning gritted her teeth and pulled herself up against the wall. I'm okay. I led Wen-Ning out of the room and saw a zombie stumbling towards us. I walked a few steps forward and swung the axe right into the zombie's head. With just that one hit, the zombie stopped moving. I couldn't help but sigh at the sight. Man, this axe works way better. Wen-Ning, who was following behind, was completely stunned. Killing zombies is so easy for this guy. By the time I got to the stairwell entrance, she finally snapped out of it and hurried to catch up. There were a lot of zombies on the stairs. All of them followed. Me in here, earlier outside. The area was too open. If I got surrounded, I'd have to fight off attacks from all directions at once. But now there's only one staircase. Only one zombie can reach me at a time. So obviously I'm pretty confident. Plus, I'm on higher ground. I can easily hit the zombies' heads and necks. In just a few minutes, zombie bodies were already covering the stairs. Wen-Ning was shocked, speechless again. In her eyes, I looked even more impressive and heroic now. But right then, someone grabbed her ankle. She looked down and saw a female zombie with half her face bitten off at her feet. Wen-Ning was so scared she froze up immediately, shaking like a leaf. Her eyes were filled with tears. I just stood there not moving an inch. You gonna hit it with that bat or what? You gonna keep it as a New Year's gift? Wen-Ning's face flushed red when she heard me say that. She lifted the baseball bat over her head, closed her eyes, and swung down as hard as she could. I watched the whole thing coldly the entire time. I left that straggler zombie on purpose. I wanted to use this cruelest, but also most straightforward method, to make Wen-Ning toughen up fast. I nodded. You did good. After getting my approval, Wen-Ning felt happier than she ever had before. Not long after, Ruan Wenyuan was standing by the window, yelling excitedly, "You guys are back." Shen Qingwu was standing right next to her. No emotion could be seen on his poker face, but his eyes were fixed on us from afar. Quite a few attracted students were around too. Jiang Weiwei was among them. She was staring outside with sparkling eyes right now. When I brought Wen-Ning to the window, Ruan Yuanyuan was just about to look out the window, but Jiang Weiwei moved faster than her, pushed the window open and stretched her hand out to me. But I just ignored her directly, jumped in through the window. Wen-Ning, on the other hand, grabbed Jiang Weiwei's hand and climbed in with great difficulty. After Wen-Ning stood firm, he said thank you. Jiang Weiwei's smile was a little stiff. You're welcome. Welcome to join us, teacher. Other students immediately swarmed around Wen-Ning and started chattering all at once. It was obvious. Wen-Ning was quite popular among the students. I ignored the noisy crowd and headed upstairs with Shen Qingwu. Wait for me. Wen-Ning saw me leaving, left the group of students right away, and ran after me at a trot. The students looked at each other in confusion, wondering why Teacher Ning left them and ran off. Right then, 4 women were on the second floor. They showed up at my classroom door at the same time. Ruan Yuanyuan pushed her glasses up and sized up the other 3 people. Among the 4 people, only she had the most valid reason to be here. The other 3 had no idea why they came. I was also stunned for a second when I saw the 4 women at the door, but I quickly returned to normal. I lifted the pot lid. A rich, delicious aroma instantly filled the entire classroom. When the 4 women smelled the aroma, they all swallowed uncontrollably. I first served a bowl for Shen Qingwu and myself, then served another bowl and handed it to Ruan Yuanyuan. While Ruan Yuanyuan was eating, she glanced at the others with a proud look in her eyes. Minyao had been hungry for so many days, and had only been holding on by willpower this whole time. So after smelling the aroma, her reaction was the most exaggerated. She was practically drooling rivers. But she still forced herself to thank me. Thank you for saving me. Suddenly, the system panel appeared in front of my eyes. Target name, Wen-Ning, identity. School doctor, favorability, 50. Hand-holding reward, medical kit. Medical skill cheat book. First kiss reward, zombie virus vaccine. Full strategy reward, clinic and supporting medical equipment. I curled my lips in satisfaction after seeing this. Looks like ignoring him earlier was the right call. The favorability level jumped straight to 50 just like that. I asked Wen-Ning, "Wanna eat?" "I do. Really bad work for me. And I can give you the same treatment as him. 1 bowl of meat and 1 bowl of vegetables a day." Off to the side, Ruan Yuanyuan, who was happily eating, heard this, suddenly felt the meat in her bowl lost its flavor. Wen-Ning agreed without any hesitation. No problem. Then I served him a bowl too. He immediately started wolfing down the food. Looks like he was really starving. I then turned my eyes to the remaining 2 people. Target name, Lu He, identity, art student. Pianist, favorability, 0. Hand-holding, reward, piano skills. First kiss. Reward, complete piano score collection. Full strategy reward, piano art talent. Target name, Zhang Weiwei. Identity, gold digger. Student favorability 10. Hand-holding reward, 1 car. First kiss reward, 100 square meter apartment. Full strategy reward, 1,000 square meter apartment. After asking the system in my head, I learned the rewarded car can be any model you specify, from small cars like Emgrand and Ferrari to big ones like off-road vehicles and heavy trucks. You can even get a tank if you want. Besides, the 100 square meter apartment is pretty nice too. It can double the size of my safe house directly. Looks like Zhang Weiwei, this girl is really useful for something. As for Lu He's rewards, they're not that impressive. Zhang Weiwei noticed the change in my gaze sharply. She flipped her hair and said in a coy voice, "Excuse me, can I work for you too?" Ruan Yuanyuan, who was next to her, heard this, got goosebumps all over her body instantly, and felt so disgusted in her heart. But she didn't think Zhang Weiwei's seduction trick would work. After all, in her impression, I only take in people who are useful to me. Unexpectedly, I nodded and agreed directly. Sure, the pay is the same as the two of them. When Ruan Yuanyuan heard that, her eyes widened instantly. What can this Zhang Weiwei even do? Why does she get the same treatment as me? Right then, Zhang Weiwei took the bowl I handed over. Her fingers brushed against my hand seemingly by accident. I saw her hesitation. You can also choose to stay here. Of course I choose to follow you. Zhang Weiwei is actually a smart person. She knew that staying behind would definitely end miserably. It's better to follow me and take a gamble. Our commotion quickly attracted a crowd of onlookers. They immediately started whispering among themselves. Where are these people going anyway? They can't actually be dumb enough to go outside, right? Good for us if they leave. I've hated their guts for ages. Lu He was also in the crowd, listening to the other students talk. His brows were tightly furrowed. Even though I turned him down yesterday and said such hurtful things to him, he still couldn't bring himself to just stand by and watch us go to our deaths. So he burst out of the crowd and stopped right in front of me. Where are you all going? We're leaving this place. It's not like any of you even want us around. Right. That rhetorical question left Lu. He completely stunned. He was just about to say something when a voice came from behind. Exactly. We really don't welcome you here. But the rest of you can go. Teacher Ning, you're the school nurse. Stay here with us, won't you? We really need you. That guy, Gu Chengyu, knew exactly how important a medic is. He was obviously trying to morally blackmail Wen Ning using the students. I immediately saw red. Fuck, he's poaching people right under my nose. But before I could say anything, Ming Yao stepped forward. There's no medicine here at all. There's no point in me staying. I'm leaving with them. But you're a teacher. Even if you don't do anything, everyone will feel so much safer with you around. Gu Chengyu tried to argue again, but Wen Ning didn't waver at all. She was dead set on coming with me. Seeing he couldn't change Wen Ning's mind, Gu Chengyu didn't bother asking anyone else to stay. In his eyes, other than Wen Ning, who was somewhat useful, Ruan Yuanyuan and Zhang Weiwei were just total dead weight. Cut the crap, let's go. I didn't feel like arguing with him anymore. I turned around and left. The girls behind me immediately followed. Ever since the apocalypse broke out, this was Zhang Weiwei's first time leaving the teaching building. She was so nervous she kept looking around. She was already ready to run at any second. But to her slight relief, there were no living zombies around, just piles of dead zombie bodies scattered all over the ground. When we reached the empty field behind the school, I stopped walking. When Zhang Weiwei saw that, she panicked immediately. Why did we stop? There are no zombies around right now. Let's hurry up and leave. We're already here. What do you mean we're here? How are we supposed to live out in this middle of nowhere? Is this guy crazy? I knew I shouldn't have come out with him. I didn't care what Zhang Weiwei was thinking. My full attention was on the system. System, claim the property reward. Design blueprint detected. Build according to the blueprint. Yes. As soon as that thought crossed my mind, on the originally empty ground, a steel fortress rose up out of nowhere. The scene right in front of them left everyone so shocked their jaws dropped. Ruan Wenyuan was the first to recognize it. The building's structure was exactly the same as the blueprint she drew. She looked at me in total shock. She was just about to say something when I cut her off straight away. Don't ask so many questions. All you need to know is, I can keep you all alive, that's enough. Zhang Weiwei's earlier dejection vanished instantly. She was so overjoyed she almost wanted to throw herself at me right there. I walked straight towards the safe house. The front door was made of titanium alloy. It was fitted with an electronic fingerprint lock. After I registered my own fingerprint, I also registered one for Shen Qingwu on a whim. As for Wenning and Ruan Yuanyuan, we'll talk about that when their favorability level hits 60. And that Zhang Weiwei, she's way too scheming. She's always got too many hidden agendas. If her favorability level doesn't reach 80, don't even dream about it. The titanium alloy door slowly opened. I led everyone inside. Since it wasn't very big, the safe house only had 1 living room and 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and 1 storage room. But the system was pretty generous. It not only provided a full set of furniture, it even came with a diesel generator. Too bad they only gave 1 barrel of diesel. The girls looked around curiously as soon as they walked in, letting out surprised gasps every now and then. Oh my god, there's a bathtub in the bathroom. And there's hot water too. This huge storage room even has refrigeration. Function? That's so awesome. Oh my god, there's a bed in the bedroom. Even the living room has a couch. Listening to their amazed exclamations, I was so freaking happy inside. And this is just the beginning. As long as I keep doing the favorability level quests, my safe house will keep getting bigger and bigger and have more and more functions. Right at this moment, Zhang Weiwei volunteered a suggestion. Let's assign the rooms. The boss gets a room to himself. Ruan Yuanyuan and I share one. Teacher Wen and Shen Qingwu share another. As soon as she finished speaking, Ruan Yuanyuan jumped out to object right away. No way I'm sharing a room with you. I want a room with Teacher Wen. Qingwu didn't say a word. She just quietly tugged at the corner of my shirt. Fine then. The boss shares a room with his sister. Ruan Yuanyuan shares with Teacher Wen, but Ruan Yuanyuan still wasn't satisfied. Why do you get a whole room to yourself? You've all seen the situation between the boss and his sister. It's not like you don't know. You refused to room with me anyway. So what else can I do but live alone? I have a great idea, actually. Why don't you sleep in the living room by yourself? Ruan Yuanyuan, are you deliberately picking a fight with me? Seeing that the two of them were about to start fighting, I immediately raised my voice. Stop fighting, all of you. We'll go with the arrangement Zhang Weiwei suggested earlier. The second I spoke up, both of them shut up immediately. Ruan Yuanyuan dragged Wen Ning back to their room huffily. Zhang Weiwei also closed her room door. No one knew what she was messing around with inside. I originally wanted to walk around the safe house a bit more, but Shen Qingwu kept holding on to me and wouldn't let go. She pointed at the remaining empty room and mumbled 2 words in her soft, cute voice, sleep. Actually, I wanted to say no at first, but I just couldn't. Shen Qingwu's big eyes are way too hard to say no to. Besides, I've been on edge these past few days. I really do need a good rest. I just laid down on the bed when Shen Qingwu snuggled up next to me, crawling into my arms like a little kitten. I had to turn over and wrap my arms around her, and I fell asleep not long after. Shen Qingwu wasn't feeling sleepy at all. She just buried her little face in my chest, quietly listening to my heartbeat. At the same time, over at the teaching building, some students spotted the building that appeared out of nowhere and immediately ran to report it to Gu Chengyu. Gu Chengyu looked confused after hearing that. He had no recollection of that weird house behind the school at all. But for some reason, in his memory, it felt like that house had always been there, even though they didn't see the safe house being built with their own eyes. Under the system's influence, they all subconsciously thought that it was totally normal for that house to be there. Gu Chengyu stared at the student who came to report. You saw that outsider with your own eyes. Bring people into that house. Yeah, I saw it myself. Young Master Gu, that house looks pretty sturdy. Should we go take it over? Are you an idiot? If we're talking about safety, isn't this building we're in safe enough? Why would we leave such a big place unused, just to cram into that tiny, shabby house? Are you the one with water in your brain, or am I? When I woke up, it was already 5 p.m., still half asleep. I felt a little hand fidgeting under me. I jolted from the scare and woke up instantly, grabbing that mischievous little hand right away. What are you doing? Shen Qingwu blinked her big innocent eyes and said nothing. I pinched her little round face. Don't play dumb with me. I know you understand what I'm saying. Hungry. It dawned on me right then that this little kid was hungry. She didn't want to wake me up, so she planned to get food on her own. Too bad she had no clue what she was doing. She messed around for ages and got nothing. All right. I'll get up and make you something to eat right now. When I walked to the living room, I found the other 3 people were all there. The second Ruan Yuanyuan saw me come out, she yelled, "Boss! Come look at the security footage, quick." The monitor was showing the view outside the house. Tiny little white specks were falling from the sky, but they disappeared really fast. Ruan Yuanyuan asked curiously, "Is that Catkin?" "No, that's snow. Wen Ning is from the north." So she recognized what it was immediately. But the other 2 locals who were born and raised here didn't believe it at all. "No way, that's impossible. This is Binhai City after all. I've never seen snow in my entire life. Only I knew in my heart. What was behind this weird phenomenon? The fourth apocalyptic disaster had finally arrived. From what I remembered from my past life, this snow would fall for 3 whole days, and the temperature would keep dropping rapidly. By the 3rd day, P would freeze into a popsicle instantly. No way, I can't just sit around and do nothing these 3 days. We have to act while the snows just started falling, and stock up on more supplies right away. Ruan Yuan Yuan, what do they sell at your campus supermarket? Ruan Yuan Yuan was stunned for a second at first, but when she saw how serious I looked, she immediately started explaining in earnest. Turns out the shopping area at Binhai University, which they call a supermarket, is basically no different from a small shopping mall. They've got all kinds of food and daily necessities. Basically, students don't even need to leave the campus to buy everything they want. So this trip to the supermarket is an absolute must, but not right now. We have to wait a little longer. The next day after lunch, I gave Zhang Weiwei and Wen Ning direct orders. You two get ready. Come with Qingzhou and me for a trip. At those words, Zhang Weiwei's face immediately fell. If she had a choice, she'd stay in the safe house forever. So she started being all cutesy with me. Boss, can I not go out? I looked at her with a deadpan expression. Sure, but I don't keep dead weight on my turf. Fine, I'll go. Okay. Do you have to be that intimidating? Can't I even ask a question? I added another line right after. Remember to dress warmly. It's freezing outside. Ruan Yuanyuan got super anxious when she realized she was being ignored. She was really worked up. What about me? Your job is to draw the plans. Relax, I won't kick you out for no reason. After hearing what I said, Ruan Yuanyuan finally breathed a sigh of relief. She really thought she was the dead weight I was talking about. The second we stepped out of the safe house, the snow on the ground was already above our ankles. Huge goose feather snowflakes were still floating down from the sky. The worst part was the bitter cold outside. The feels-like temperature was probably already below 0. Even though Zhang Weiwei and Wen Ning wore several extra layers, they were still freezing their butts off. Their voices were already shaking when they spoke. It's so cold, boss. Can we just go back instead? It's okay, we'll warm up once we get in the car. Zhang Weiwei looked confusedly in the direction I was pointing. She was shocked to see a huge vehicle there. A heavy-duty truck was parked right next to the safe house. Zhang Weiwei's jaw dropped so far you could fit an egg in her mouth. Oh my god, where did this truck come from? I chuckled softly. Where else? It's the reward you contributed, of course. I was actually torn earlier about whether to pick an off-road vehicle or an armored car, but considering the current situation, I figured getting a heavy truck first was the most reliable choice. If there's another weird mutation later, it might even turn into Optimus Prime for all I know.